Well, it's a story. Beauty and the Beast. A widower merchant lives in a mansion with his 12 children, 6 sons and 6 daughters. All of his daughters are very beautiful, but the youngest beauty is the most lovely. She is also kind, well-read and pure of heart. Her elder sister, though, are cruel, selfish, vain and spoiled. On a dark and stormy night at sea, the merchant is robbed by pirates who sink most of his merchant fleet and force the entire family to live in a country house and work for a living. While Beauty makes a firm resolution to adjust the rural life with a cheerful disposition, her sisters do not and mistake her firmness for insensibility, forcing her into doing household work in an effort to make enough money to buy back their former home. A year later, the merchant hears from one of his crew members that one of the trade ships he had sent has arrived back in port, having escaped the destruction of its companions. Before leaving, he asked his children if they wish for him to bring any gifts back for them. The sons asked for weaponry and horses to hunt with, whereas the oldest daughters ask for clothing, jewelry, and fine dresses. As they think his wealth has returned, Beauty asks nothing but her father's safety. But when he insists on buying her a present, she is satisfied with the promise of a rose after none had grown last springs. However, to his dismay, the merchant finds that his ship's cargo has been seized to pay his debt, leaving him penniless and unable to buy his children's present. On his way back, the merchant is caught in a terrible storm. Seeking shelter, he comes upon a mysterious place. The merchant sneaks in, seeing that nobody is home, and finds tables laden with food and drinks, which seem to have been left for him by the place's invisible owner. The merchant accepts these gifts and spends the night. The next morning, the merchant sees the place as his own possession and is about to leave when he sees a rose garden and recalls the Beauty had desired a rose. The merchant quickly plucks the loveliest rose he can find and is about to pluck more a bouquet, but is confronted by a hideous beast who warns him that theft of his property, the rose, is a charge punishable by death. Realizing his deadly mistakes, the merchant begs for forgiveness, revealing that he had only picked the rose as a gift for his youngest daughter. After listening to his story, the beast reluctantly agrees to let him give the rose to Beauty, but only if the merchant brings Beauty to him in exchange without deception. He makes it clear that Beauty must agree to take his place so the beast can treat her as his fiancée and not his prisoner, while under no illusions about her predicament. Otherwise, the beast will destroy his entire family. At first, the merchant is upset about Beauty being abducted into marrying the creature, but he reluctantly accepts. The beast sends him on his way atop a magical horse along with wealth, jewels, and fine clothes for his sons and daughters, but stresses the Beauty must never know about his tale. The merchant, upon arriving home, tries to hide the secret from his children, but Beauty pries it from his own purpose. Reacting swiftly, the brothers suggest they could go to the castle and fight the beast together, while the older sisters place blame on Beauty for dooming the entire family to release her father from the threat. Beauty volunteers to go to the beast willingly, and her father reluctantly allows her to go. Once she arrives at his places, the beast is excited to meet Beauty face to face, so he throws a welcome ceremony by treating her on an amazing cabaret. He gives her lavish clothing and food and carries on lengthy conversations with her, in which she notes that he is inclined to stupidity rather than savagery. Every night, the beast asks Beauty to sleep with him, only to be refused each time. After each refusal, Beauty dreams of dancing with a handsome prince. Suddenly, a fairy appears and pleads with Beauty to say why she keeps refusing him. She replies that she doesn't know how to love the beast because she loves him only as a friend. Despite the apparition of the fairy urging her not to be deceived by appearances, she does not make the connection between a prince and a beast and becomes convinced that the beast is holding the prince captive somewhere in the castle. She researches and discovers many enchanted rooms, ranging from lavish to avarice to enchanted windows, allowing her to attend the theater. She also finds live furniture and other live objects which act as servants, but never the prince from her dreams. For a month, Beauty lives a life of luxury at the beast's place, with no end to riches or amusements and an endless supply of exquisite finery to wear. Eventually, she becomes homesick and begs the beast to allow her to go see her family again. He allows it on the condition that she returns in exactly 2 months. Beauty agrees to this and is presented with an enchanted ring which will take her back to the beast. When the 2 months are up, the rest of her family is surprised to find her well fed and dressed in finery. At first, her father advises Beauty to marry the beast, but when Beauty refuses, her father and her brothers do all they can to detain her return to the beast. However, Beauty is determined to honor the deal she made. When the 2 months are almost up, Beauty begins hallucinating and Beast lying dead in his quarrel and uses her ring to return to the beast. Once she is back in the castle, Beauty's fears are confirmed as she finds out that the beast died of shame due to her choice of staying with her family permanently after her first trip to his castle. Completely devastated over the wrong choice she made, Beauty burst into tears and laments that she should have learned how to love the beast in the first place, screaming, "I am sorry. This was all my fault." Suddenly, when she says those words, the beast is transformed into the handsome prince, and from Beauty's dreams, the prince informs her that long ago a powerful enchantress turned him into a hideout beast for his selfishness. For his selfishness. After trying to seduce him, and that only by finding true love despite his ugliness could the curse be broken. He and Beauty are married and they live happily ever after.